Hey kids, welcome to Worth the Spin. I'm your host, Just Jack. Alright, happy Halloween. If you're out there gathering up candy, nice. If you're like me, your mom says that you don't need any extra sugar, you're hyper enough, so you're home spinning records. Oh, hang on, someone raps upon my chamber door. Well, that was awkward. Kids trick-or-treating on Halloween. Wasn't candy, I'm like, candy? Go to the store and buy some. My mom won't let me have any. You're not getting any. No, I gave them candy. Hope they like it. It's the stuff I don't like. Well, I'm not going to give away perfectly good candy. Come on. All right. Anyway, so hope you guys are having a good Halloween. Hope you're doing something really cool on Halloween. I'm spinning records. Spinning records and rearranging bric-a-brac in my room here. All righty. So this video, I finished one up the other day, and I haven't posted it yet, and it's on the Japanese Beatles albums that I'm starting to collect. So I have one in a can. I'm going to start another one. I kind of broke them up in sections, and I have a few more that are coming to me now. And so by the time I get those, I might have a little series of them there. So anyway, I went back and picked up the rest of the, well, not the rest, but close to the rest of the George Harrison remasters that I need. I got the other ones that I didn't get the other day, the other week, which was just the one. And then I got the two new ones that they were working on stocking that day. So I still need, so I have the whole collection now, the 180 gram remasters, but I need All Things Must Pass and A Concert for Bangladesh. I don't have either one of those yet. I do see All Things Must Pass every now and then, and it's like about $75, which is not really super bad. I think that's what it was when it was new, and I didn't want to spend that much on it, so it looks like I'm going to have to spend that much on it used, because that's what I'm seeing in that. But I'm not in a hurry, because I have the originals, and they play perfectly fine. So, yeah, I'm good with that. So let's take a look here at the other remasters that we have not looked at that finishes off. Well, doesn't finish off. I mean, we need a couple more albums yet from George to finish his catalog. And that's not counting Traveling Wilburys and stuff. But this brings us up to, I believe, his final two solo albums still need yet to be done. And on this format, and I'm sure they will be done that way. All right, let's take a look at this here. We have 33 1/3. This has always for years been my favorite George Harrison album, and I don't know why. Not saying that it's not a good album. It is a good album, but as years have gone on and I've listened to it a few more dozen times, I'm kind of like, I don't know, this ain't kind of my favorite one anymore. I don't know really why I really picked it as my favorite. But I think it's because the songs on here are, to me, a little more lighter than some of his other material. And they're kind of, a little more rocking than what most of the stuff is on his other albums. So for now, I'm going to say it's probably still my favorite George Harrison album. But I don't know. It could change. All right, so this is the front cover. Again, these are really cool because these are just basically a carbon copy of what originally came out. That's your front cover. Get this pesky record out of the way. There's your back cover. And it's a gatefold sleeve. So that's your inside cover. And again, we talked about this, and I think this is cool. You get the original sleeve that came with it. And so you don't have to use it and mess it up. You get this nice little poly-lined sleeve that the record actually comes in. And these last few were super staticky. Usually I'm not a big fan of cleaning new records, but I did because there was a lot of like clicking and pops and just stuff. I'm like, man, this is not very enjoyable. So I went ahead and cleaned them, and they sound a lot better, and it took a lot of the static clean out of it. Yeah, they say you should clean all your records brand new even, and I think you should, because if you really look at them, there's a little fuzz and stuff that's still on the records from the manufacturing process. And you put them in a polyline sleeve. I put all mine in these, and you know, since you try to take it out, it's stuck like glue. It doesn't want to come out. And all that static cleaning is not good because if there's dust in the air, and we all have dust in the air if we see it or not, and that's going to right to your record, and now you got a record full of dust again. So they sounds just fantastic, just like the other ones. I mean, it would be kind of bad to do a remaster and then say, well, that sounds like crap. The other one sounds a whole lot better. But it sounds really good. It sounds great. Love it. No problemo. The next one is simply George Harrison. And yeah, still, it sounds really, really good. I like this album. Always been a fan of George Harrison's. Some albums I like more than others, but for the most part, I really love George's work. This is your front cover. Again, we're just looking at the same that we're looking at from the original releases. This is your back. Sorry about the glare. Still, studios like always in turmoil. This is I have the title of probably the most professionally made videos on YouTube. I take pride in that. I work hard at that. All right. Here's your inner sleeve with your lyrics and stuff. And your inner sleeve on the other side. Again, it's just like the original release, which is really, really cool. We'll put that in here. Or we won't. Maybe we won't put it in here. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever. And again, it came in a nice little polyline sleeve. Sorry about that. Little polyline sleeve to put your record in instead of using the original sleeve and messing it up. And we'll take a look at the record. Doesn't look much different than the other records or the original. And there you go. It's the Dark Horse label. Side A, 1. Side B, 2. All right. There you go. This album sounds great. I got to say, you know, I think the originals sound really good. I have nice copies, and I think they sound really, really good. But these sound really, really nice. These are cleaned up really nice, and the whole remastering process is just awesome. So they sound great. If you don't have these, I highly recommend you get them. Really, they're not going to cost you any more than buying the originals. Most of these, you know, they're about the price of the originals if you find them in the store. And if you do have the originals, you know, still, you know, I don't know, it's up to you. You know, like I said, we're collectors. We collect. That's what we do. When we run out of one thing, we find something else to collect. It's just something we can't help doing. Alrighty, so with that, let's take a look here. And we have Gone Trouble. Alrighty, there's your front cover. And again, I know I'm repeating myself. It's a process of repeating. Your back cover, and it's just the same as the original release, which is cool. I will say one thing. Somewhere in England, I was going through, they got the ones from before to get them clean too, to get that static off of them, because I did notice it on there. And not cleaning them when they're new, I was just being lazy. But the cover on somewhere in England on the remaster is a lighter, it's just a lighter printed cover than the original. That or the copy I bought was a lot. They only had one copy, so maybe the copy I bought was lighter. But yeah, it's lighter than what the original is. And okay, there's your original. Looks like your original sleeve, your inner sleeve, and not much to see here. Move along. And comes with a polyline sleeve that it was put into, which is muchly appreciated. I don't use them. I take them out and I put them in my own sleeves because I prefer the rice paper sleeves. Some people say they do nothing, you're wasting money. Other people say they really protect your stuff. I say I don't care. I spend money on these too much at times, so I want them to be protected. I want, you know, in 10 years, if I'm still here in 10 years, this is going to be a record that's going to look brand new and play, you know, as close to brand new as possible. It's your side 1 and your side 2. Not much, you know, difference there. So, again, just remember the original. And, yeah. And, you know, that's one of the things, too, I've been finding out with the Japanese albums is they look, some of them just look brand new, and I quiz them. I'm like, man, these things look fantastic. You get such great copies. And he's like, I got to tell you the truth. Most of all the Japanese ones I've ever seen are that way. And the guy I get mine from, I tell him, man, these copies, they always look so good. It's like they're not played. And he's like, well, let me tell you something. Not to, tick you off, but Japanese people really know how to take care of their stuff, whereas American people do not. And I find that true of a lot of people. I take care of my stuff. I always have. I bought, records growing up and stuff. Always. Of course, I didn't have these sleeves when I was a kid. But I left the plastic on them, and I took care of them, and I cleaned them the best that I knew how to back then. I always kept them in, their sleeves and stuff, and took really good care of them. But that's just me. All right, so the other one I got, and I thought I was going to have to order this online, but it turns out I didn't. I just haven't been flipping through. I'm missing a Ringo Starr EP. I got them all on CD when they first came out, and I switched those over to vinyl. But there's one that I have not been able to find on vinyl in order to switch it over. I can get it online. I just hate buying stuff online, man. I really do. So this is Ringo Rama. And this was originally released on CD only, and is now being re-released. It's a word. On vinyl. So it is a gatefold. I don't have it in a protective sleeve yet. I ran out. I got some coming. So you have your lyrics and you have your pictures. And this is a colored disc. I'm not a fan of colored discs. We talked about that before. Most people are. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. You do what you want to do. You do you, and that's the way it is. So it comes in a polyline sleeve, and this would be side A. It's a nice little picture. Early Ringo. I'm guessing 63 maybe. And on the flip side, it's a little more very serious, or maybe a little angry Ringo from the 90s. Look at that short hair he was sporting back then. And this is I believe it's plum. It doesn't say, and the cellophane I tore off, but the cellophane did not say what it was. But it looks to me like it's a plum color. There's also Ringo's first 4 albums have been re-released, remastered, which is cool. They're on colored vinyl. But they are online only, and I have not gotten those yet. I hate ordering online. And unfortunately, I went and looked the other day, and maybe I'll go ahead and just order them, and because I want them. They're not going to be in a store. And the first one, or fourth one, Ringo, has sold out already. But it's his best-selling album, so there's no surprise there. But it's sold out already, so won't be able to get it. So if you were thinking about getting those, you won't be able to get Ringo. You'll have to get it off Thief Bay or somewhere else. Here's side 3. It's on the second vinyl. Same picture. And this is the same picture. This is side 4. And I'm not listening to this one yet. I've been too busy with listening to the George Harrisons and cleaning records and discussing records with people and whatnot, and trying to find the best deal I can on these Japanese ones and stuff like that. You learn, and I'm thinking of going into the whatnot business, man. I think I have a plan, and I think that plan will be successful. I talked to some of these guys, one guy in particular, and he said, man, it's really the best thing going as far as selling records, and seems so. He seems to sell a lot, so I guess it works out good. All right, so I haven't listened to this yet. When it originally came out on CD, I didn't buy it because at that period in my life, we're talking the 90s, Ringo's music didn't appeal to me as much as it did years before. And I had a lot going on in my life, so I didn't keep up with a whole lot as far as music and stuff like that's concerned. So I've never listened to this originally. I do have the CD I've gotten, and I haven't listened to it. So I haven't listened to this yet, but I will listen to it probably in the morning. I've just finished up the George Harrisons tonight. So I'll probably start this tonight, or I'll do it tomorrow morning. Either way, I'll get it listened to here. And I'm sure it's probably a whole lot better than what I think it is. I'm a big Ringo fan, and I think that All Ringo's albums, his early stuff, I think is really good. I love all the stuff that he's done all the way up. The 90s get a little iffy for me, and we get into the 2000s, it get a little more iffy for me. I don't know. I just some of his latest stuff, you know. I know um, Look Up was a huge thing, and I'm glad. You know, I didn't care for it. It just did not appeal to me. But it doesn't have to appeal to me. It has to appeal to you. I mean, is it worth the spin? Are these worth the spin? They are. Of course they're worth listening to. Again, everything is worth listening to at least one time. After that is totally up to you. But everything's worth listening to at least one time. And I've listened to it one time, and I tried a second time. I got 2 songs in. I'm like, no, I don't. I just don't. I don't know. It doesn't jump out and grab me and like me. You know. So I guess maybe that's why I don't like it. I don't know. But I love his early stuff. You know. Bad Boy. I like Bad Boy is probably my most favorite Ringo Starr album. People really hate it. Me, it's my favorite Ringo Starr album. I love that album. I like Ringo the most. Who don't? I mean, Ringo is every Beatle has their let's say past Beatle masterpiece. Okay, we'll say it that way. And for Ringo was it. You know, but to me, Bad Boy is a pretty close second. I love that album. So if you haven't listened to it or you haven't listened to it in a while, give it another spin and see. I think you might change your mind. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't gotten this listened to yet, so this is pretty cool. I do like this cover art on here. It's pretty snazzy. And I like this quote that's on the inside here. It says, I realize that if I am not myself, then the person that people are loving is not me. That's pretty cool. And so that's pretty cool. That's a little quote that's right there. There you go. And, you know, some other stuff and some lyrics. I think we looked at that. So, yeah, haven't listened to this yet, but I probably will here in a little bit. I think I have a little time yet. So, for spinning records, so I think I'll listen to that and see how it sounds. Alrighty, that's all I got for you this episode. A tad bit short, which is better than a giant chunk long. So, I'll get this uploaded tonight. And, I have the other one on the Japanese vinyls, and I'll get that in 2 or 3 days. I'll get that up, and I'll start on another one. All right, so thanks for everybody for tuning in again. I really appreciate you guys watching this. It's awesome. I never thought, you know, anybody would want to watch videos that I made just off the cuff talking about what I happen to know, which is about that much about records and stuff. So it's really cool. I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks a lot. Thumbs up if you like this video, please. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel loved when we all want to feel loved. Subscribe. You'll know when I put new videos up. It's a nice little feature for me because I know when I finally got around to putting one up. That's pretty important. So, yeah, subscribe if you want. If you don't, that's cool. But, you know, try to throw me a thumbs up. And have a good rest of your Halloween. Have a good next week. And thanks for watching. And sprinkle a little love out there on everybody. This world needs more love. You know what John said? All you need is love. And I find that to be true. That and cheeseburgers and fries. Cheeseburgers, fries, and love. And chocolate shakes. Cheeseburgers, fries, chocolate shakes, and love. That's all you need. Do one kind act for somebody out there today or tomorrow or whenever you see this. Just one thing. Hold a door open for somebody. Say, ooh, wow, your hair looks very nice today, ma'am. You know, whatever, something. You know. Let's all try to do just a little bit of kindness going forward, and maybe those people that we show a little kindness and consideration to will also pass that along to someone else. And it'll continue. Next thing you know, we have a big long chain of people all doing one thing a day or a week for someone else. And that'd be pretty cool. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'll have this up for you, and then I will do the Japanese Beatles one and start on that. Okay? Awesome. Take care.